So yesterday I got triggered for the first time in like a very long time. I'm not a very quick to anger person, but I am quick to anxiety. And I've also just been reflecting too about like, my past relationships and just people like external things that have happened that have set me off and like made me anxious or made me super angry or like even super happy. And all these things like kind of led back to this book I read called Awaken Imagination by Neville Goddard. I found this book randomly in this like book cafe. It was like $200. So I was like, girl, I'm not buying that. So I sat in the cafe and read the whole thing in like 4 hours, and it was phenomenal. And one of the main points he tries to make in the book is that it is not man or the earth at their loveliest, but us, people, practicing the art of revision that make paradise, right? Which is so interesting to me because I find that I'm looking for the world and other people externally, right, to act a certain way, to, kind of follow the script I have in my head so that I can be self regulated, when in reality, I have to be okay internally so I can accept the world as it is. And I think that notion for me is really helpful when I'm going through a challenging time because it's like I can think about, wait, am I trying to change somebody? Am I trying to change something? Maybe I just have to accept that this is just how this person is, how this job is, how this space is, like moving out of a space doesn't have to be this thing where it's like a tug of war anymore. If you hate this city and you live here for 10 years or 5 years and you know it's not for you, the odds that this thing is just going to up and change and follow the script in your head it's very low. So ultimately it's just the act of acceptance and shifting based on what like feels right to you. And like people talk a lot about being a people pleaser and all these different things, but ultimately like when I feel like I was at my peak people pleasing, a lot of people talk about how people pleasing is such a selfish experience, and it is, because you're just sitting here like, people hate me and people think that this and people think that, and like you're just kind of waiting for other people to follow this script because you would abandon your selfhood for another person, so you're waiting for other people to do the same, when the world doesn't work that way. And ultimately, you have to be just like those people who know their worth and walk away when something just doesn't feel aligned. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. And I'm talking from somebody who like, girl, I'm a very emotional person, but I was just thinking about it.